Hello, hello everyone. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure before I start people can hear me. Perfect. Thank you. So the is okay? Hey Sandy, how are you? Can y'all see those or do I just see those? The hearts. Sorry. So welcome everyone. We'll just kind of hang out, see how things are going. Having a nice Memorial Day weekend here in the States. I kind of wanted to play with charts today, so we did so on our Discord, but I thought, oh, let me come over here and do some other charts. Hope everyone is having a good time, relaxing. We'll just kind of hang out here. Um, yeah, and see where this goes. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me right, see correctly. Um, I'll just talk about what's going on here probably for the next couple of days. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. Um, I was here on YouTube for a while. I just came back recently, so those of you that are looking for me, here I am. Um, so I thought I'd do a live to kind of go over. I want to do some like anybody that wants to let me see their chart. I want to see what I get. Uh, when I'm doing the chart, I won't do the whole chart. I'll just be channeling and seeing what the most important parts of your chart are, or part of your chart is. Um, but it looks like we have a lot going on here. A lot going on here. So if you look at Taurus, we've been talking about Taurus, and if you look at this blue stuff here, there's trines going on, and we still have that cross that's pretty close. I know you guys have been dealing with that lately, but it's interesting if I can see the chart, your chart here, I'll be able to see it and see what's activated and where that is kind of good, where what's going to be the themes for you, what's going to be the things that are coming up for you. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing. Um, I know this looks like a lot of stuff here, but we have Chiron here. I do add asteroids, so this is Eris here. This is Jupiter. We have the North Node. The North Node in Jupiter right now and Mercury, I mean, they're not, these two are really talking to each other. They're about to go, like, Jupiter's going to eventually go exact, right? So I think it's the end of the end of next week. It's going to go exact or pretty close to there, maybe the middle of the week. But then it's going to be talking to Mercury. So you've got Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, understanding the higher learning, so understanding that things that are outside of this world spiritually, understanding the occult, religion, all of that. And it's talking to the North Node, and the North Node has to do with our destiny. Now, you have a North Node in your birth chart. But this is what's going on right now. These are where the planets are right now. So I'm sorry. As I'm talking, I'm not able to look at my thing. So happy to have you back. Oh, thank you so much. Um, Let me put my phone here where I can see it. So I think because we as astrologers are so used to like just saying all the jargon, like this aspect's this, this planet's here, this da, 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 da. We forget to really explain, especially when we have a big crowd, that there are probably two charts that you're needing to look at. You're needing to look at this, where this is what's going on right now in accordance or with your actual birth chart. And your actual birth chart would make it personal to you, right? Because what we understand is when planets or asteroids or stars or systems, anything going over those points where you were born, activates that energy. And so that's when you get things that are happening to you. And I think when we astrologers, we do have to make it like general because we're talking to a lot of people, but I don't think people know how to go back and incorporate that into their personal chart and how that works with them. So us as astrologers are giving you like characteristics and personalities and the way that they're doing it, and we get information by all of these lines, right? And the different colors and the different planets. But if you want to take it back to you personally, you need to look at your chart and see what house that falls in for you, because right now where the Earth's at, right? It's in the 12th, Taurus is in the 12th house. But for my birth, Taurus is in the second house, right? So it would mean something different from the 12th house to the second house. That means Taurus right now is in my second house. That means even though right now it's in the 12th house, on me personally, it's activating my second house. Does that make sense to everybody? So I thought this would be a cool way to like show you guys how to do that or kind of work with, just kind of let you know. I also want to do it because I'm channeling. I want to see what Spirit has to say. I want to see what your higher selves, my higher self, has to say when I see somebody's chart, because I have all of this knowledge that has accolades behind it. But, and those of you that are with me on Discord know, I don't want to just do it. I don't want to be doing it just the proper way. I want to do it where people understand, if that makes any sense. So, to some, this may be boring, but I find it fascinating what we can see in these things. Like, these are clues that are being given to us, right? These are clues about how we wanted to walk our path, how we wanted to do our own path, how come we think the way that we think and feel the way that we feel, and how come some days are better than, you know, others, and how come this and this and this can happen. And that you can kind of see it in here. Like, um, especially, I've recently started using asteroids and, you know, the stars and stuff, not just the planets that we know. And to me, using that is just telling me, or the way that they're telling me is using those as like another layer of what's going on with you, right? So, I thought it would be interesting to kind of look and see uh, what we can come up with, see what's going on. So you guys know right now, Taurus again, with this happening, the North Node and Jupiter, it's really expanding your understanding about what you want to do in this world, as far as having your peace and having your comfort and having your luxury and having and how do I get that? That's the North Node. Your North Node is your destiny, what it is that you want to be more of. So, what is it? Because I think this is a misnomer when people think there are no planets in there, they think they don't have that energy in there, but we have every sign in us. We have every energy in us, right? Some are just more activated than others. And so for all of us, um, Taurus is being activated. Now, in my house, in my chart, it would be in the second house. In other charts, it's in the ninth house. In others, it's in the eighth. In others, it's in the 11th. In others, it's in the 12th. And so on and so on and so on. Right? Lorna says Cindy tells a story easy for all to understand. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'll put um, the Discord link if you want to go to Discord because we're having a good time really understanding. Like this is over there on Discord, I get to really say the way that I want to say it, right? And so right now, for everyone, it looks like Jupiter's helping you understand in that area of life. That's what the houses mean. The houses mean your area of life. That area of life is being activated. It's being activated so that you gain more understanding about how you want the things that you want and the path that you want to have in this life. But it has to do with what Taurus is. Remember, it's Taurus's house, so it has to do with what Taurus wants. Taurus wants comfort. Taurus wants luxury. Taurus wants stability, like stability. Taurus does not move without stability, right? Uh, Amy says, and the way you incorporate both, I'm sorry, I had something up. And the way you incorporate both really makes it easier to understand. Like it's not just about what we chose before, but now what we should know. Right, exactly. Exactly. So I was talking to them earlier on Discord and I was saying I have such a way of making sure that it's proper, making sure that I have the accolades. Like that was me before, right? Making sure that I give you the you know the symbols and the signs and the way that it is and da 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 da. But if it doesn't make sense to you, I'm gonna see like deer in the headlights kind of thing. Like if you don't understand that, and so I am having to relearn how to tell you guys in story form. So that's where my channeling comes in. That's where my guides help me. That's where my higher self helps me. Is like they help me see them in the story form that I like to see it for myself. Like if you haven't seen me before, I think of all of this going on right now is a think of it as you right here in the middle are the guest of honor, and this is a dinner table. This is a dinner party for you, right? And so those planets and star systems and or stars and asteroids or small planets or whatever you want to whatever form they are, those that are close to each other can really hear what they're saying. They're all here for you. They're all here to help you, right? They're all trying to get you to the same place that you want to go, the path that you want to live uh, in this physical form. But sometimes, see how um, Mars is way across from Saturn. And if you think of these lines, if you think of the lines as they are communicating to each other, right? But if Mars is over here on one side of the table and Saturn is way over here on the other side of the table, even though they have a goal to get you to, they may only hear every third word and they're both yelling, right? And so they may be saying it in a very different way because they've got two different personalities. And that's kind of how you can think of that is two different personalities trying to get you to the same place because it's your dinner party. It's your party. They're trying to get that to you. So if you look over here, this is why all of these lines here, right? They're speaking, especially when they're close together. That's what we call a conjunction, right? They're close together because they can really hear each other. They can really work well together, right? But they have the energies of everybody else speaking as well, right? And so to me, when I tell you guys I like my aspects or I like my orbs at 3 orbs or less, what I mean by that is in astrology, we have what's called a conjunction, and a lot of the astrologers and then the mainstream, the way that works is by 8 orbs, which means 8 degrees apart, is still a conjunction, right? Some astrologers work differently than others. I like mine at 3 degrees apart because I think they're talking close. I think when they're 3 degrees apart, it's like really activated in your energy, if that makes sense. So things can really come through, clarity can really come through, gifts can really come through, the arguments can really come through, whatever it is that you're going through in that particular area of your life. That to me is like it's really going to like affect you, right? And so that's what I mean by like three. When I say 3 degrees orb, where I like my orbs at 3 degrees, that's what I mean. I like them the closer they are, the better they can hear each other, the more harmoniously they're communicating and getting you to the place that you want to go. Does that make sense to you guys? So, uh, if anybody will share their birth time, and it's gonna be public. So if you're willing to let me see your chart in conjunction with what's going on here, then I can see what's going on. We can see what we get in what's going on with your life, with your path. So just let me know if any of you are interested. Um, I've already done Amy's, David's. Lorna, I've done hers with her before. That's kind of up to her. But if there's anybody else that wants me to look at their chart, but it will be public, you will see it up here. So just know that if you give me the information. Can deja vu be explained in any of this story time? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. My time is not on my birth certificate. My mother is dead, so I can't ask her how my life is doing. Just beautiful and blessed. I'm sorry that you don't know the time, and I'm sorry for the loss of your mother. But we have ways of like doing. I won't do it today because that's going to take up some time. But there's a way of doing it where we can get you close to your birth time, right? Uh, Hi, I think around noon, 3:30 p.m. Let's see. Who said that? I'm gonna. Okay, so what I need from you is your name. You don't have to give me your full name, but your name. I need your birth date. I need your birth time, and I need your birthplace. So it looks like Sandy gave me hers first. So I'll do Sandy. Oh, you're January 23rd, Sandy? No wonder. So let's do you. So I've got Sandy's already. Let me do Sandy's first. I need your birth. Sandy, I need the city too. Is it Mexico City, Mexico, or is it what is it? Sorry, my avatar's looking down because I'm looking down. So Sandy Taryn is who I'm looking at. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I've got the filter on right. Okay, thanks, Lorna. So Empress, can't do yours. Empress, I can't do yours because we don't have the time for you. Zakor, Zaragoza? Zaragoza, hold on. Okay, so we got Goza, and it's Mexico. Okay. Okay. And then your birth time was 3:30, and your birth date was 123:66. Okay. 123 is like it's really going to like affect you, right? And so that's what I 3 degrees orb, where I like my orbs at 3 degrees. That's what I mean. I like them the closer they are,
And your
the
birth
better they
time
can hear each other,
was
the more harmoniously they're communicating
3:30
and getting you to the
p.m.
place that you want to
Yeah.
go. Does that make sense to you guys?
p.m.
So,
Okay.
uh, if anybody will share their birth
All right,
time,
Sandy,
and
does
it's
this
gonna
look like
be
yours?
it's gonna be
So
public.
I've got a
So
Gemini
if
ascending.
you're willing to let me see your
I've got
chart
your
in conjunction with what's going on
Sun in
here,
Aquarius
then I can see what's going
and
on.
your
We
Moon in
can see what we
Aquarius.
get
Wow.
in what's going
Wow,
on
you are
with
all
your life,
air
with
if
your
this is
path.
you.
So just let me know if any of you are interested. Um, I've already done Amy's, David's. Lorna, I've done hers with her before. That's kind of up to her. But
So
if there's
does
anybody
this look
else
like
that
you?
wants me to look at their chart, but it will be public. You will see it up here. So just know
Why,
that if you give
David,
me
why
the
am I seeing
information.
both?
Hold on just a second. Can deja vu be explained in any of this story time? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. My time is not on my birth certificate. My mother is dead, so I can't ask her how my life is doing. Just beautiful and blessed. I'm sorry that you don't know the time, and I'm sorry for the loss of your mother. But we have ways of like doing. I won't do it today because that's going to take up some time. But there's a way of doing it where we can get you close to your birth time, right? Uh, Hi, I think around noon, 3:30 p.m. Let's see. Who said that? I'm gonna. Okay, so what I need from you is your name. You don't have to give me your full name, but your name. I need your birth date. I need your birth time, and I need your birthplace. So it looks like Sandy gave me hers first. So I'll do Sandy. Oh, you're January 23rd, Sandy? No wonder. So let's do you. So I've got Sandy's already. Let me do Sandy's first. I need your birth. Sorry, guys, give me just a second. I'm trying to figure out why I went double screen. Better they can hear each other, the more harmoniously they're communicating and getting you to the place that you want to go. Does that make sense to you guys? So, uh, if anybody will share their birth time, and it's gonna be public. So if you're willing to let me see your chart in conjunction with what's going on here, then I can see what's going on. We can see what we get in what's going on with your life, with your path. So just let me know if any of you are interested. Um, I've already done Amy's, David's. Lorna, I've done hers with her before. That's kind of up to her. But if there's anybody else that wants me to look at their chart, but it will be better they can hear each other, the more harmoniously they're communicating and getting you to the place that you want to go. Does that make sense to you guys? So, better they can hear each other, the more harmoniously they're communicating and getting you to the place that you want to go. Does that make sense to you guys? So, uh, if anybody will share their birth time, and it's gonna be public, so if you're willing to let me see your chart in conjunction with what's going on here, then I can see what's going on. We can see what we get in what's going on with your life, with your path. So just let me know if any of you are interested. Um, I've already done Amy's, David's. Lorna, I've done hers with her before. That's kind of up to her. But if there's anybody else that wants me to look at their chart, but it will be public, you will see it up here. So just know that if you give me the information. Can deja vu be explained in any of this story time? Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. My time is not on my birth. Okay, here's what I did. With Streamlabs, you can do instant replay, and I did a hotkey for instant replay. And of course, I kept pressing the one because that's my hotkey, and it kept repeating the instant replay. So, sorry guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but that's why I have David. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get back to. Well, that's. Eagle says, well, that's deja vu. Ah. I was trying to make it easier for myself and have a hotkey, but I'm so used to using the keypad that I keep hitting the hotkey to repeat, to replay. So sorry about that, guys. I know now when I enter the numbers, I have to use the other numbers. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's Sandy's. You're just a hot mess. I am a hot mess. And before, but that's good, right? Before, I would have been like, oh my God. Like before, I would have been like, how horrible that don't know what I'm doing. But now I'm learning to like relax. Like if I mess it up, I mess it up. So what? Right? So thank you guys for bearing with me in my hot mess. But no, I'm not even going to apologize for that. Thank you for thank you for staying with me, for sticking with me. Okay. I appreciate it. That's the thing is spirit is trying to our higher selves, our God, right, is trying to show us relax, have fun, play. It's time to smile. It's time to laugh. Like, what earth do you want to have? What do y'all want to have? It's up to you, right? So let's laugh about it and see what we can get. And then y'all see me through my hot mess and we're okay. Hi, Tim. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for joining. So we're looking at Sandy's chart right now, and I'm not going to go over the whole chart. I'm just going to kind of go over some points, and I'm going to be channeling to see what her guides, uh, my higher self, spirit, see what happens, right? Uh, it's okay to be silly, bro. Yes, it is okay to be silly. So, all right, so here we go. So we're going to look at Sandy's chart. Now this is what I was explaining before. This is your birth chart. This is the chart. It's almost like the picture your higher self, your soul, took at the instant you were born, right? And it's here to help you navigate in this world, right? That's what it's for. It's a tool, it's a modality to help us, right? But because, we know how society is, we haven't been told everything, things were hidden from us, things were secret, blah, 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 right? But that we're not there anymore. So here's our guide, here's our help. This is what's going on. This is what was going on. These are where the planets, the asteroids, the small planets, the stuff the scientists are arguing about, what to call it, what to name it, whatever. That's what was going on at the time of your birth, at the instant you were born, right? So, when we're talking about a transit, when astrologers say transit, they're talking about what's actually where the stars and the planets and all that are now, right now at the point where but they make the video or at the time and date that they say. That's the transit. We call them transit. Why? Because they're transiting your houses. They're transiting your birth chart. They're transiting, right? So when you're looking at this, I can see she is an Aquarius sun and an Aquarius moon. Those are both air signs, right? But her ascending, what she's really like, what her overall, and a lot of people say it's your physical, is she may be seen as very wiry, very malleable, very like go 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 because she's got an ascending right here in Gemini. So she's a Gemini ascending, but she's got the moon in Aquarius and the sun in Aquarius, which means the sun is what people see. The sun is the way uh, you think, you process, you're being shown, right? The moon is the way that you feel, the way that your perspective on the world, the way that you take things in, the way that you understand things. So not only is she seen as an Aquarius or acts like an Aquarius, she or I'm sorry, no, that she's seen as an Aquarius, she feels that way too. So if I told her she was a Gemini, she's probably not going to resonate with that too much. Back in the day, she's older now, so she's probably understood more of her Gemini self. The sun is what we are more when we're younger. That's more what's out in the open. Okay? So, when I'm looking at her chart, I'm like it's very hard and because she's older and I am too, so it's okay, Sandy. Uh she's already probably had her Saturn return, which means, and Saturn is Big Daddy Saturn. He wants you to think hard. He wants you to work hard for what it is that you want, but he will bring you great reward. But it's in her 10th house. And anything above here has to do with the outer world. It's not like this doesn't have to do with the outer world, but this is more external where this is more internal. So the bottom of your chart is more internal, top of your chart is more external. Doesn't mean things don't come through here. It just means this is more of what you're doing with the world. This is more of how you're taking it and bringing it out to the world. That makes sense? So her 10th house, the reason I'm pulling at her 10th house is because that is her image. That is her career. That is the way she wants to be seen. That is very Piscean because Pisces is right here. But she's had a hard time showing herself to people or doing what it was that she wanted, or she had to work very hard for it because not just Saturn here, but she had Chiron. And I'm not saying happens now because she's had her returns. She's learned. But this is probably a theme that went on in her life. Okay? Now, she probably has a temper because she's got the moon in Aquarius, but she's got Mars right next to it talking to it, right? So they're talking to each other. You know, Mars is the god of war. And then the moon is your emotions. It's the way that you perceive. It's the way that you take things in. So she probably, being in Aquarius means she could see the bigger picture sometimes, but no, let's say that again. Being in Aquarius means she could maybe understand the humanitarian part of it, the group part of it, of why she had to sacrifice, of why she had to do these things, but it didn't make her happy, and she was really pissed off about it, actually. Does that make sense? Sandy, let me know if I'm right. Because as I'm doing this, I'm getting into your energy, because again, I'm channeling as well. Okay? Yeah, she's really stubborn too. See this Saturn, as I'm looking here, I was just looking at these planets, but I'm looking at that opposition of Pluto. So it's almost like, did you have an issue with what your parents or what you thought your parents or where you came from wanted you to be as opposed to what you actually wanted to be? Let me know if I'm right. Right? I don't know why your stuff keeps coming up like I need to approve it. That's weird. She said, yes, and I'm very stubborn. Yes, you are very stubborn. That's that Aquarius. Aquarius is a fixed sign. And you not only have your sun, but you have your moon there too. And it's fighting this Gemini that wants to be adaptable and go with the flow. Like Geminis can be talked into and out of, as well as they can talk other people into and out of. They're very adaptable, right? She has Venus there too. Does that mean she tries to get upset? She tries not to get upset. Yeah, so it's not so much she's got it in the same house, so she probably has those tendencies, but it's not closely. See how it's not close to them? So they're talking, but it doesn't have like such a big pull. Where these two have big pulls, these three, right? But this one doesn't have such a big pull. It still matters because it's in the house of um, Aquarius. Thanks. That's a good catch though. Thanks for catching that. Right? So what I'm seeing is you've probably understood a lot in the last where so if we're gonna look at the transits in a little bit, but this has been a major theme for you about where you came from and what you wanted to be. I feel like that was a big thing. And whenever you tried to be something other than what where you came from, you probably were put in the wrong place at the wrong time. You probably were taken advantage of because you have Chiron here, right? Amy knows all about Chiron being next to next to Saturn, right? So it's like that same sort of I'm working very hard. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing what Saturn understands. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it because it's Saturn, Father Time, right? And then it's like as soon as you would break free, stuff. See, I can't even cuss. Stuff would happen. That's why we need to do it on Discord. Stuff would happen, and you felt like you like you were hurt. You were actually hurt by these things. So either I don't know because it's physical. So it's hurt. It's hurt of Chiron. Chiron is there to help us understand from our wounds that we can make something from that and then teach others to do that way. Does that make sense to everybody? So your parents, it looks like, because this is your fourth house, right? You wanted to know about your parents. Your parents are probably very critical. Your parents were probably, so I would say one or the other. Most likely, your mother was. You butted heads with one of them, and I want to say it was more because I want to say it was more your mother, only because no, it could have been your father. You have Pluto here. Pluto was helping you. Remember, I've told y'all Pluto's prominent in my chart. I don't play with Pluto. Pluto was here to show you that you can stand on your own. Pluto probably took things away from you. Pluto probably showed you your fears with your parents, with your roots, with like almost like, but you also had Chiron over here saying, you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe you got accused of things you didn't do, or maybe they saw it in the wrong way. Does all that make sense to you? So that's all I'm going to say about that. I just wanted to like highlight those things because I'm going to show you guys what we're talking about when we're talking about the transits, right? I mean, if you want a full reading with me, you can always go to my website or join the Discord and do Labradorite tier, and I'm there all the time helping everybody. I'm teaching this stuff, so um, let's look here. We're still going to talk about yours. I just want to add. So when I put this up, you're going to see this stuff, you're going to see it go into this circle. It's going to be the inner circle. And then the outer circle is going to be, so this is her birth chart. And then the outer circle is going to be what's going on now, where the planets and asteroids and stuff are now. Okay. I just want to give you that clarity before I do it. Okay. So this is her birth chart. This is what's going on now. Right? And everybody knows Taurus is a big deal right now. Taurus is really activated right now. The other thing, too, is remember I said when a planet or an asteroid or a star or whatever moves over an area that you have planets or asteroids or whatever in your chart, it activates it. It brings it to light. It makes it a thing that's happening in your life. Does that make sense to everybody? So when I'm looking, because Taurus is so active right now, because all of us are trying to understand the beauty of life, the beauty, and it comes in different areas of our life, but the beauty, the stability, the comfort. That's kind of why we're all highlighting Taurus, because that's a really big theme in everybody's life. but it will happen in different areas. For some of you, I want to be more stable in my job. For others, I want to be more stable in my home. For others, I want to be more stable with my family. For others, I want to be more stable with a partner. For others, I want to be more I want to be more stable in learning occult or astrology or religion or for others, I want to be more stable in learning about myself. Like it has to do with stability, luxury, comforts, peace, like all of that is Taurus, right? And because the North Node is there, it means this is part of our destiny. All of us knew that we were going to be here at this time when the North Node was going to go over Taurus in this area of our life. Does that make sense? So you don't have, um, you have Sedna. So you don't have big planets here where Taurus is, but you do have Sedna at the 29th degrees, which means it's an important theme or thing happening in your life. Sedna, for those of y'all that don't know, was the woman. She was a beautiful woman, daughter of a man who her father took care of her, but then he abandoned her and he sent her off to a man because nothing was satisfying her, right? She was so unsatisfied. No man was satisfying her. She was really, really, really picky, which is fine. She should have been. But she was probably in an age where you couldn't be picky. So her father marries her off to this man who is horrible to her. She escapes because it's not, I don't even know if he was horrible to her, but she escapes because she doesn't want to be in that situation. And he and her father make it so she goes and it ends up, because this is mythology, ends up at the bottom of the sea. So basically, her energy is that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time, kind of like Chiron. People abandoned her. She had to look out for herself, and still she didn't make it, and she got jaded. So she sees the world or this life as poor me, poor me, poor me, right? So I don't know if that's a theme that's going on in your life, Sandy, or maybe it was a theme that was going on in your life, the way that you were understanding how people did not treat you well in groups, or how maybe you weren't seen correctly in groups, or how, uh, yeah, it has to do because this is your 11th house, and Taurus is in your 11th house, right? But because it's the 29th degree for me, and because Jupiter and the North Node are here, Jupiter's trying to expand your destiny and understanding of this because what you come to understand, and it's a perception, it's up to you. Are you always going to think the world is against you? Are you always going to think that it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get in the right place at the right time? Things never come to me. Or are you going to understand it like Chiron? And you've had experience with Chiron and Saturn, where because of the things that I had to go through, because of the strictness of my parents, or the place that I was born in, or the way that my culture is, or any of that, does because of that, I have learned and become stronger and uh, come through it. And maybe because of that, I can help not just myself, but uh, groups of people because this is, remember, on the outside, right? So this is to the world. Maybe I can help the world in some way. Maybe I can help groups in some way. Maybe I can be a part of that. Does all that make sense to you? I'm looking to see where else. Jupiter. No, you don't have. I'm looking. Yeah, this seems to be a big thing for you. Now, here's the thing, too, is that Taurus, even though it's activated over here, it's going to eventually be activated over here in your 12th house. So, as much as you like the solitude is coming for you. And instead of, I don't know if you'll understand this phrase, mulling over it or feeling sorry for yourself about things when you isolate, um, I think it's going to be asking you to reevaluate this time. Like instead of, um, the way that I'm seeing it is usually if I have time off, I'll just go into my head and then just be anxious and overthink things and da 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 da. Da. I have time to myself, but all I'm doing is running around in my head or running around in life. But you're about to come to a place where it's going to have you really look within and slow down, if that makes sense. Because this house is going to be activated for you, this 12th house. And you're going to feel like you need to see something because that's your north node. Your north node is in the 12th house, right? So the north node now is in the 11th house. It's trying to help you understand groups, yourself, how you are in groups, how you are with other people, what you actually want to do. But your north node is the 12th house. So the north node of the 12th house is not easy because the 12th house is never meant to be understood completely. It's the goal you're trying to get to. What's on the other side? What are the other realms? It's almost like, are aliens real? We have some evidence, but that could be somebody's perspective of some evidence, right? Like we'll never know completely from this perspective. And you will try and you will try to understand. You'll try to understand the bigger picture. You'll try to understand because you have a feeling that there's more to other lives. That you have a feeling that there are other dimensions, that there are other things, that there is another side, that there you have a feeling, and I'm not talking about a knowing. I'm like you have like this sort of feeling that it's there, but it's almost like you want confirmation and you don't get confirmation of it. Does that make sense? Let me see what everybody's saying right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking back to see what everybody's saying. Guess it's okay. Makes it interesting. Exactly. Let's see. What does Sandy say? Sandy says, yes, I'm very stubborn. What about my parents? So I explained about your parents. Then she agreed with yes. And then I need to look within yes. Yeah. So that's what I see with Sandy. I think as Jupiter is talking to the North Node, you're going to kind of come to this decision of how do I see, am I always going to see it this way? Here's the thing. Like sometimes we get so hurt and we keep that for so freaking long. Sometimes we forget that we even have it, right? We keep it for so long that at some point it's brought up again and you're like, do I really need to keep this? This is hurting nobody but me. This is really hurting nobody but me. Like the person or the situation, they don't even remember. I'm sitting here holding this for years. And for what? it's done nothing but hurt me. And I think that's what the North Node and Jupiter are helping you understand with the Sedna. That makes sense? And I was incorrect with your Saturn return. I think it's coming. So, yeah. Remember I said I think you've had your Saturn return. You're about to have your Saturn return, which means Saturn is going to go over the same exact point as when you were born, which means for this year when it has starts returning, it's going to be there and activate that this whole next year for you about hard work. Do I really have to work that hard? Or can I come from the understanding, a bigger understanding that I'm worth more and less work, more comfort, right? Maybe it's that you don't have to actually see your manifestation trying to form before you believe that it's going to form. Maybe it's that you just have to believe that it's going to form and then it forms. Does that make sense to you? With Saturn going into Pisces, this is for everybody. This is about believing in yourself. This is about taking what we know from the other realms, from the other side, from our higher self, from Source Himself or itself, from love, and understanding how we believe. How do you believe? How do you believe? What do you believe? Do you even believe? Like, this is what Saturn is trying to form or put some form, because it's not going to be able to, but put some form, some structure into the Piscean energy. That's what Saturn's trying to do. So, good luck, Sandy. You've got that Saturn return, then you've got that Sedna. So, let me see if I can put the. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to see if I can put the link. So I'm going to try to put the link of the Discord so that you guys can join. Because this is the type of stuff we're talking about over there. This is what's going on over there. Give me just a second. I'm trying to get the link for you guys. Okay. I'm putting the link in the chat. So if you guys want to, go join my Discord. Over there, I can say a lot more that I can't say here. Over there, it's if everybody could just say hi, give me a one, let me know you're here. If you're new, let us know that you're here. There's a lot of great people on here right now. A lot of people that have seen me forever, know me, have known me for a long time. I would love for you guys to come join our Discord. Um, and just let us know that you're here. I mean, this is a really, really great place. I want people to feel safe. I want people to feel like they can communicate. I want people to feel like this is where they can express themselves without anybody trying to put them down or making them feel bad for anything. Like have a ball listening and learning. Great, great. Yes. There's a lot of great people here, a lot of people that know a lot of things. So if you have any questions ever, if you just want to say hi, uh, if you don't even know the words or like if you just started understanding spirituality or just opened up to this part that you're more than your brain, that you're more than your emotions, that you're more than this body, right? Like this is a great place to talk to people about that. And don't be afraid to like say the wrong thing because you don't know if you're just starting, you don't know the vocabulary or the questions to even ask. So just a simple hi. This is what I feel. This is what I do. Blah, 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 blah. Like, just talk to people here. It's very comforting here. And that's what I want it to be. It's even more so on Discord. We have such fun. Like we have, we're about to have movie night. If you're, so I have tiers. There's a free part, and then there's tiers where you can see me in lives where we're doing lives. I'm doing tarot readings, stuff like this, astrology, where I really dig into it. And then I'm teaching as well, but that's the Labradorite tier. So I'm teaching astrology. I'm teaching herbal stuff, herbalism. I'm teaching tarot, teaching a lot of stuff. So we're just starting over there. I've had a lot of people that have followed me for a long time, but that's why I started this Discord so people can have a place to like just chill out, like just you know what the other thing too is that I'm hearing from Spirit? Like it's time to implement those things that you have learned, those things that you guys have experienced, like meditation. There's meditation. There's just talking to everybody about this stuff. And what have you always thought? Or like the other night, Friday night, we did a live where we did conspiracies and we looked at conspiracies and we all kind of put our input. You know, it's not about, oh, you have to believe or you don't have to believe. It's like, what do you believe and how do you see it and what do you know about it? Because I always want to get different perspectives. I'm always trying to learn, right? So we had a great time. I mean, there's like 15, 20 videos. We only got through one because we were all talking so much and having such a great time. But that's the kind of community I want. I want people to be relaxed, have some fun. Spirit's like, enough with the solemnness and the seriousness. You got to have some fun. You got to laugh. You got to understand that this isn't hard work. It's fun. It's a matter of perspective. If you think life is hard work, guess what? Life is going to be hard work. If you think life is going to be light and airy and better and easy, then guess what? That's what it's going to be. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so very much. I appreciate everybody joining. I know this was just a quick one, but I just want to let everybody know that I'm here. We are over on Discord. I did put the Discord link, the invite link. If you guys want, come join us. Um, Yeah, and thank you, Amy. Thank you, Lorna. Please, if you've just now seen me, please like and subscribe. Share it out if you'd like. Let other people understand and know. Let other people. We've been through so much in the last 3 or 4 years. Let's just relax. Let's just smile again. Let's see the world the way that we came here and intended to see it. I appreciate everyone. I will talk to you later. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.